You know the smell, that stale mix of fryer grease and sanitizer that clings to your clothes after a long shift. You are tired, your feet ache, you are just a teenager trying to save up for college, or maybe a manager trying to feed your family. You think the worst thing that can happen tonight is a rude customer or a spilled drink, but you are wrong. Tonight, the restaurant isn't just your workplace, it is your tomb. From invisible chemical clouds that melt your lungs to industrial machines that turn you into the product, these are the most terrifying ways you would die on the night shift. And trust me, especially after the final story, you will never look at fast food the same way again. The year is 2019. You are working the closing shift at a Domino's in Harriman, Utah, a quiet suburb outside of Salt Lake City. It is just a standard Saturday night. You are tossing dough, checking the oven, and arguing with your coworkers about who gets to control the aux cord. It is the kind of mindless banter that makes the shift go by faster. The smell of pepperoni and baking bread fills the air. You feel safe here. It is just pizza, right? But suddenly, the world turns upside down. A massive crash echoes through the store. Glass shatters. Dust fills the air. An SUV involved in a 3-car accident has just plowed through the front wall, smashing directly into the lobby. Your ears are ringing. You scramble over the counter, heart pounding, trying to process the chaos. But the crash isn't the problem. It is what comes next. You smell it before you see it. A sharp, rotten egg stench cutting through the aroma of pizza sauce. The SUV didn't just hit the building. It ruptured a hidden gas line beneath the foundation. Panic sets in. You and your coworkers scramble out the back, adrenalized and terrified. Outside, you watch as flames begin to lick the sides of the vehicle trapped inside. You watch in awe as brave strangers risk their lives to pull the driver and passenger out just moments before the fire consumes the car. Firefighters arrive. You think it is over. You are standing in the parking lot watching the blaze. Then, the pressure wave hits you. The entire building disintegrates. The gas pocket ignites with the force of a bomb, sending debris flying into the night sky. The blast is so powerful it tears apart the businesses next door, including a Jimmy John's and a Supercuts. If you had been inside for just a few minutes longer, there would be nothing left to bury. Miraculously, nobody is injured and you walk away unharmed. But as you look at the pile of rubble that used to be your workplace, you realize how close you came to being extinguished over a slice of pizza. But at least you survived. That is more than I can say for the employees in this next story. While an explosion is terrifying, at least it is impersonal. But what happens when the danger looks you right in the eye? The year is 2022. You are working a quiet Sunday evening shift at a Subway near downtown Atlanta. You are 26 years old, just trying to make ends meet. Your 24-year-old coworker is beside you, and the store is calm. Your young son is even hanging out in the store with you, waiting for you to clock out. It feels domestic, just like any other day, until the door smashes open. A 36-year-old man walks up to the counter. He seems agitated, a bit off, but you treat him like any other customer. You make his sandwich, you wrap it up, but then he stops you. He stares at the sandwich. He tells you there is too much mayonnaise on it. It seems like such a small, insignificant thing, an easily resolvable issue. You offer to fix it. You apologize, but he isn't listening. The tension in the room spikes instantly. His anger doesn't match the situation. It builds and boils over, defying all logic. Words turn into shouting, and shouting turns into threats. You are confused. Is this really happening over a condiment? You look at your coworker, exchanging a glance of disbelief. But the customer isn't joking. In a split second, the absurdity turns into tragedy. He pulls out a gun. Before your brain can even process the metallic glint of the weapon, the deafening crack of gunfire fills the small shop. You feel the impact before the pain. You collapse behind the counter, your body unresponsive. Your coworker is struck too, critically injured, clinging to life on the cold tile floor. As your vision fades, the last thing you realize is the absolute horror that your son is watching this unfold from just a few feet away. You are losing your life, leaving your child motherless, all because a stranger decided he didn't like the amount of mayo on his dinner. Human malice is scary, but sometimes the killer isn't a person at all. Guns and explosions are loud. They give you a warning. But chemistry? Chemistry is silent until it is too late. The year is 2019. You are the general manager at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Burlington, Massachusetts. It is just after 5:30 p.m. and the dinner rush is minutes away. You are in the zone. You care about your team and you want the restaurant to be perfect. You watch as your staff preps the kitchen. Earlier, a worker mopped the floor with a standard acid-based cleaner. It is a routine task. But then another employee comes in to finish the job, unknowingly filling their bucket with a chlorine bleach product. You are standing right there when the mop hits the tiles. You don't see a clean floor. You see a reaction that belongs in a war zone. The acid and bleach mix and instantly the floor begins to bubble. A toxic green foam erupts, releasing a concentrated cloud of gas. This is not just a bad smell. This is a chemical weapon being generated in your kitchen. The fumes hit you like a physical blow. Your employees start coughing violently, their eyes burning and streaming with tears. It feels like your lungs have literally caught on fire. Everyone runs for the exit, but you don't run. You are the leader here. You see the bubbling sludge spreading, and your only thought is to stop it before it hurts your customers. You grab a squeegee. You step back into the toxic green cloud, desperately trying to push the sludge toward a floor drain to contain the reaction. It is an act of pure bravery, but your body cannot fight basic chemistry. The fumes overwhelm you instantly. Your chest tightens like a vice. You can't breathe. You collapse onto the slick, poisoning floor. Your coworkers try to drag you out, but the gas is too strong. By the time emergency responders arrive, 13 people are hospitalized, gasping for air. But you are the only one who doesn't make it out. You died trying to save your team from a mop bucket. But if you think chemical burns are painful, wait until you feel the invisible, vibrating grip of this next hazard. We often fear things that look dangerous, like fire or guns. But electricity is different. It is silent, invisible, and it waits inside the very machines you touch every single day. The year is 2019. It is the early hours of a Sunday morning in Lima, Peru. You are working at a McDonald's in the Pueblo Libre district. You are just 19 years old, and working right alongside you is your 18-year-old boyfriend. You aren't just coworkers, you are partners building a future. You endure these grueling 12-hour shifts together because you share a common dream, saving enough money to finally go to college. The shift is finally wrapping up. You are exhausted. You have complained before about the working conditions, the long hours, the lack of proper safety gear like insulated gloves or boots, but the management didn't listen. You just want to finish your tasks and go home. Your final job for the night is to clean the soda machine. You grab your cleaning supplies and step up to the metal dispenser. The floor is wet. You reach out to wipe down the stainless steel surface. The moment your skin makes contact, your reality shatters. A massive electrical current surges from the faulty machine directly into your body. This is not a small static shock. This is high voltage seizing your entire nervous system. Your muscles instantly lock up in a state of tetany. You want to let go. You want to scream, but you physically cannot. The electricity forces your hand to grip the machine tighter, turning your own body into a live wire. You are violently jolted, trapped in a lethal, vibrating embrace. Your boyfriend hears the unnatural noise. He turns and sees you shaking, frozen against the machine. Panic overrides his logic. He doesn't see a live electrical circuit. He only sees the person he loves dying. He rushes toward you, desperate to save you. He reaches out to pull you free. But the laws of physics have no mercy for love. The moment he touches you, the current jumps. It flows from the machine, through you, and into him. Instantly, he is trapped in the same paralyzed nightmare. The shock stops his heart just as it stops yours. By the time emergency responders arrive, the kitchen is silent. 2 lives, full of potential, are extinguished on a fast food floor, all because of a lack of basic maintenance. It is a tragic, heartbreaking end, but at least your bodies are still intact. The final victim on our list will wish they could say the same. We end our journey not in a restaurant, but in the place where the food comes from. And this is a fate worse than death. The year is 2019. You are in Vernon, California, an industrial wasteland south of Los Angeles. You work at Tina's Burritos, a massive factory that churns out millions of frozen burritos a year. It is 9 p.m. on a Friday. You are just a 19-year-old custodian, and you have been assigned the worst job in the plant, cleaning the industrial meat grinder. This isn't a kitchen appliance. This is a monster. A cavernous steel hopper designed to crush thousands of pounds of meat and bone into paste. To clean it properly, you have to do the unthinkable. You have to climb inside it. You step into the cold, dark throat of the machine. The smell of raw meat and sanitizing chemicals is overwhelming. You are scrubbing the blades, completely vulnerable, trusting that the safety protocols are in place. But they aren't. The machine was never locked out. Suddenly, the silence breaks. You hear a mechanical click, followed by the low, vibrating hum of a massive motor powering up. Your blood runs cold. You realize instantly that the gears are engaging. You scream. You shout for someone, anyone, to hit the kill switch. But the factory floor is loud, and your voice is muffled by the steel walls surrounding you. The massive augers begin to turn. You scramble, trying to pull yourself out, but the metal walls are slick. The machine locks into place, and the grinding begins. This is not a quick death. It is a slow, mechanical inevitability. By the time your coworkers hear your screams and rush to shut it down, it is already too late. The machine has done exactly what it was designed to do. When OSHA investigators arrive, they are met with a scene so gruesome it is described as unspeakable. It takes first responders nearly an hour just to recover what is left of you from the machinery. You went to work to clean a machine, and you ended up becoming part of the product. Fast food might be bad for your health, but for these workers, the job itself was a death sentence. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button to support the channel. We have plenty more dark stories coming your way. Thanks for watching.